So I did. I started out with my faith, which brought on that journey.
Yeah.
And so I take these little observations and food for thoughts that I think about,
Mhm.
and I write short chapters. So I did that one. And then when I became a mom, I was like, wait a minute. At that time, I was living in New Hampshire, which is in north of the United States in New England.
Mhm.
Um, and I was away from most of my girlfriends. So I wasn't like close to them geographically speaking to go out for coffee and say, "Hey, my baby is doing this. What do y'all do?" Blah blah blah, and chit chat about mom things because
Mhm.
I was kind of 26 hours away from everyone else. So I thought it occurred to me that half the population of the world is women. So probably most of us are moms at some point. So I'm not the only one who's going through this. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I can write down what I'm thinking and share it with other moms, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll help them. So that one came. And then when I had my kids, I wanted to write a book series called Before the Clock Strikes Midnight. It's written to my children, but it's not a children's series. I wanted to write down all the things that as they grow and become into adulthood and go out in their world and start their own journeys, things I want them to take with them. But I decided to write a more practical side of the Now I See book to literally take people who are struggling with grief and loss through my own process
Right.
of dealing with grief and loss, and it's called Finding Grace Through Grief. And that is something that's probably going to be interesting, helpful, I hope, to a lot of people because unfortunately, whether we like it or not, none of us are getting out of this life alive. So all of us at some point, there's an absolute 100% guarantee you're going to have to encounter grief or loss and deal with it. So I think that's going to help everyone. I hope it does. And so that walks people through the 5-step process of
Right.
what I've done going through grief and loss. And oddly enough, it's kind of universal to a lot of people because not only, even though I speak it in the context of grief and loss, it's really the 5 steps and the 5 keys that I've used my whole life to get through a disability, to get through a divorce, and then to get through what I went through when I lost my husband. And as I'm continuing to use it to keep traveling this journey, because
Mhm.
it's really the things that help someone overcome no matter what they're overcoming. It's
Right.
kind because once you choose to be an overcomer,
Mhm.
the idea and the skill set that it takes to overcome is really the same thing no matter what you're overcoming. Don't drive. That's probably the biggest thing that um, interferes with my life. I don't drive. Legal blindness and driving should not go together. That is not a good idea. It doesn't
Right.
work. So everybody's welcome. The roads are safer. I'm off them. Don't worry.